Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at something a little special. This is a Browning 1911-22. This is a scaled down version of a full-size 1911. If you've ever held a 1911 in your hand, you know how big they are. They fit a full-size man just about perfectly, and you can see that this gun is almost too short for my pinky to rest firmly on it. It's about 3/4 of an inch wide. Very thin little gun. Very light. Not sure what this lower is made of. Maybe something like aluminum. Some kind of cast metal. But it's a very quality looking little gun. And it's very accurate. It's just super simple and easy to use. But as a 22 long rifle magazine with these kind of slides over here for easy loading. I had a 22 kit on one of my full-size 1911s for a while, and this seems pretty similar to it, except this is more true to the design of the 1911. First thing we're going to do, just like on any 1911, we push this down and we rotate that keeper, and it allows the spring to release. And this spring is captive, so you don't accidentally lose it, and it's attached to that plunger there, which is kind of nice. I don't know how many times I've shot springs across the room on a 1911. So once that is out, this slides back to this second notch here. See, there's two notches in the slide. Slides back to the second notch back, and once that's lined up, you push this pin through and this comes out. Slide comes off. Take a look at it. It's very light. I mean, this may be some kind of plastic. Actually, it is some kind of plastic because it's flexible. I thought it was some type of alloy, but that appears to be plastic lower. Very light, fun gun to shoot. And then you can see, first we'll take the spring out. Oh, and the plunger does come off, or the barrel, I guess you'd barrel keeper, whatever, spring keeper, cap, I don't know what you call that. Once that's out, we should be able to remove the barrel somehow, unless, okay, so it's got to be rotated to this position here, and then the whole thing comes forward out of the slide. So now that we know how to remove the barrel, let's take a look at the barrel. You can see it's flared here. So a flared barrel will seat tighter in the slide as the slide moves. As the slide moves back, it gives it more room to move. So the barrel, as the slide moves back, the barrel can move where it needs to without compromising accuracy, because as the slide moves back forward, that taper brings it back into alignment and reduces your tolerances. So that barrel is somewhat stable, which is neat. So they've changed the design a little bit from the 1911. Let's put that back together. And that is now in place. This is going to go forward through here, just like on a standard 1911. this there's a notch on this plastic piece in this gun. On a standard 1911, that'd be kind of a half moon shape, and that's going to turn around and ride on the barrel itself. Once that is in, then we can put this cap back on, and that pushes back in there and that locks. But first we need to put the lower on the gun. And reattaching that lower is actually easier than a standard 1911. No problems there. Push that down. We rotate that to where that's holding that barrel in place. And then we will replace the pin. You look through this hole here, and you will line up with the hole in the slide. That goes in there. Once the pin is part way through, then you push the slide back further till this lines up with that notch. And that goes through, and now the gun is reassembled. Once you reassemble any semi-automatic gun, at least, you want to drop the hammer and then pull the slide, cycle the slide. This one has a last round hold open that's actually built into the magazine itself. So when you push this down here, that pushes the magazine down by pushing this little ledge. So we've got our finger on the trigger. We're gonna drop the slide, and what we see is that hammer stays back. If that hammer were to fall forward every time the slide dropped, then we would know that there's a malfunction in this gun somewhere, and that could be potentially dangerous. If you're interested, Google or look on YouTube and find some videos of semi-automatic handguns running away in kind of an uncontrolled full auto, and they'll just empty the magazine until they'll fire until there's nothing left, even if you release the trigger. So it doesn't turn your gun full auto, it breaks it so that it empties the magazine in an unsafe manner, and that is not what anybody wants. And that is why we always check that hammer and make sure that it stays back like it's supposed to ensure that we've assembled the gun properly. So now that we've taken a look inside, this gun has plastic sights. There's a plastic front post that drops in the slot and is held with two vertical posts underneath. And then there is a dovetail sight back here. Both of those are black from the factory. I added these accents here just to make it a little more visible, because you can't really get aftermarket sights for this gun, or at least at the time of this video you couldn't. A Glock gun has the same width dovetail, but the angle is different. So the angle needs to be filed a little more to match the angle on this dovetail before a Glock sight will fit in this gun. So keep that in mind. If you do purchase one, you are not going to be able to get any drop-in replacement aftermarket sights, because I've been researching that, and it appears that Glock sights and a file taken to them is about your only option. The only kind of disappointing thing about this gun is in a 1911 22, you kind of expect to have a high capacity. But because this is so small, like I said, it is just a scaled down, every dimension of this thing is scaled down. So it's thin, it's short, and both axes. The trigger guard is small, it's hard to get a large finger into. That means that the magazine is also scaled down. And this is a 10 round magazine, which is not much more than you can carry a 45 in a standard 1911. With that being said, it has the 1911 grip safety, has the 1911 safety here that works when the hammer is back. Can't put it up when the hammer is not back. And it's just your standard 1911, but smaller. So the price is a little high on this gun for what you pay for this. You could probably pick up a low-end 1911 45 with an extra 22 upper, but where this one comes into play is it's fun, it's light, it's easy to use. Women often have a hard time with full-size 1911s because the grips are so big, they don't fit their hands. And my wife, with her small hands, loves shooting this gun. I love shooting it too. With my full-size hands, it doesn't quite fit me, but I mean, it fits me as well as any concealed carry gun. Anyway, I recommend it. If you're interested in one, you'll love it. I hope I've answered all your questions. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see. Thanks.